Hi everyone, welcome back to day 5 of my hip opener mobility flexibility challenge. For those of you who remember the first pose that we did on day 1, if you had a little bit of trouble with that one and you came out of it a little too early, or you couldn't get in it at all, you might want to go back to that one and then just practice. So this is one step up from that pose. So find a wall that you can go to, because this pose is going to need a wall. If you know, for your mods, you might need a block and you might need a pillow. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your back leg, which is my left, you're gonna put your shin against the wall. Your knee is gonna be against the wall, so that way there's no room there. And then that front leg is going to be in flexion and 90-degree angle, okay, from your knee down. So I'm gonna set the timer here. Your hands can be placed down on the mat. If you feel like you need a little bit more, you can always go down to the mat here. You can always take a block and come up nice and tall, so then that way you don't feel it as much. It's not as too intense. Take some of the pressure off. So you're definitely going to be feeling this pose in your, so my left foot is back, so you're going to feel it in your psoas on the left side, the whichever leg that you have in extension right now. Definitely going to feel it in the hamstrings on the side that is in flexion, whatever foot that you have going forward. You might even feel it in your calf muscle. You might feel it in your ankle. Again, because when we open up the hips, sometimes we feel it downstream and upstream, although this pose is not really about the upper body, it's all the lower body. So it's from your lower back down. Definitely gonna feel it in your glutes, your deep six. So we're not even halfway there yet, and I'm already feeling this pose definitely in my hamstring, definitely in my glutes. Also, if you have a pillow, I mentioned that, you could put that underneath your knee if you need a little bit more support there. So this pose is called, the first pose that we did was called Blaster. This is called Jackknife Blaster. Doesn't really mean anything to you, but just in case you wanted to share it with maybe somebody. So we are past the 2-minute mark. So if you're here and you need to come out of this pose, you can. Also too, like we did with the first pose, you might want to shimmy, heel toe your foot forward a little bit. You get a little bit deeper stretch. So this is definitely a good one. So we have 2 minutes left. Continue to utilize your breathing. So when we breathe, we inhale for 4 through our nose, and we exhale out for the count of 8 through our mouth. So go ahead and take a nice deep breath in through your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then exhale out for the count of 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, nice deep breath in through your nose for the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, And exhale out for the count of 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're coming up on the last minute. If you feel like you want a little bit deeper stretch in your quads, try to come up. Oh goodness. Nice and tall on that leg. And see if you can prop up for the last minute here. I think I'm starting to sweat in this pose. It's okay, it's all good. So breathe in through your nose and exhale out for the count of 8. Good. And inhale, 4. And out for 8. Okay. Good, good, good. 1 down. So just come out of it very slowly. Just go right into a child's pose really quick. You might feel a little bit tension in your lower back. That's just from stretching. So that's kind of what we want. So go ahead and change. Bring your opposite leg back. Front leg forward. And we're going. And we're here. This is definitely a hard pose to get into. Well, it's a hard pose to stay in. So definitely feel this in my quads, the front of my leg. So we're working the back side and the front side with this pose. Extension, flexion of the hips, a little bit of external rotation with the leg that's forward. Definitely feel this in my glutes, and my iliopsoas is on fire right now. So if you want to open that up, do this pose every day. So again, 3 principles of gravity yoga is wet noodle. So this stretch is really focusing on targeting the lower body, all of the muscles that I had mentioned, and we just want to relax. Actually, I think that we should be dropping your head to the floor. I have a habit of, when I record, to lift my head up and look at the camera, but you want to drop your head down to the floor and relax here. Just because it grounds you down more. You want gravity to pull you down more into the pose. So just try to remember that with all of the poses that you get into. You want to just drop. Sometimes your lower back, your spine will go into more flexion than you would like it to, but then that's when you can use the block, or some books, stack up some books, and then just prop up a little bit more just to give your spine a little bit more extension. So the second principle of gravity yoga is the breathing, which helps to turn off the stretch reflex and increase your parasympathetic nervous system. So anytime you get into a deep stretch like this, those are some hacks and tips and tricks that you can do to stay further into a pose. The third principle is meet or beat your hold time. And I set a timer, and usually you go from anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes into these stretches. I believe that we did all of the poses from day 1 to day 5. We did 5 minutes for each pose, but if you can reach 2 minutes, then that's great. If you can't reach 2 minutes one day, then maybe you try the next day as well. So, and we're coming up on, well, in a little bit, we're coming up on the last minute. We have 1 more minute. 1 more minute. So just keep breathing in through your nose for the count of 4. Exhale out through the count of 5. We're coming up on the last minute. So if you can, come up. I'm gonna stay down because my back knee on my right side has been hurting. So I don't want to, and I really, really feel it in my glute here. So maybe I'll come down a little bit more and work the hamstrings instead of my quads. So breathe in through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale out for the count of 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale out. Oh, great job, everyone. So come down nice and slowly. Come into a child's pose again. And great work. So for everybody who participated, thank you so much. And if you haven't yet and you want to, you can just go back starting with day 1. This challenge was a hip opener. Maybe the next one that we do, I will do lower back, shoulders, or hamstrings. So happy 4th of July, everyone. I hope everybody has a safe, happy, and healthy weekend ahead. Take care.